For this question, the answer is required in the form m plus or minus root n. This tells us straight away that we need to either complete the square or use the quadratic formula. It's easier in this case to use the quadratic formula, where a is the coefficient of x squared, so a equals minus 2. B is the coefficient of x, so b equals minus 4. And c is the constant, so c equals 8. This gives us x equals 4 plus or minus the square root of 80 divided by minus 4. To simplify this, we must use our rules of surds and write root 80 in an alternate way. We can write root 80 as 4 root 5, so we get and we can cancel our 4's to get minus 1 plus or minus root 5. The curve y equals 8 minus 4x minus 2x squared is a negative quadratic, so it will look like a U shape, and it will cross the y-axis at 8. However, we also need to determine the position of the graph. We will determine the position using its roots from the previous part of the question. So x equals minus 1 plus or minus root 5. Root 5 is slightly bigger than root 4. We know that root 4 is 2, so x is approximately equal to minus 1 plus 2, which is approximately 1, or x is approximately equal to minus 1 minus 2, so x is approximately equal to minus 3. If we then draw our axes, we know our graph crosses at 8, crosses the x-axis at approximately 1 and approximately minus 3. The maximum of a quadratic is in the middle of its x values, so roughly here, giving us a graph that looks like this. Again, the key word is intersection, telling us we have to use simultaneous equations. With the line y equals k x plus 4 and the curve y equals 8 minus 4x minus 2x squared. Both of these equations are y equals, so we can simply put the equations equal to each other. And we can then expand the bracket. The way the answer is written, the equation is equal to 0, so next we need to move everything to one side of the equation, where we can collect like terms together. 2x squared is the only squared term, but we can take a factor of x out of 4x and kx, and we can take a factor of 4 out of 4k minus 8. Which is the equation we were asked to satisfy. If k is a tangent to the curve, this means that it must only touch the curve once. so only have one solution. One solution means that the discriminant b squared minus 4ac equals 0. For the equation of the point of intersection from the previous part of the question. So a is equal to 2, the coefficient of x squared. B is the coefficient of x, so k plus 4, and c is everything else, so 4k minus 2, which we can expand to 4k minus 8. We can now sub this into b squared minus 4ac equals 0. K plus 4 all squared we can write as k plus 4 times k plus 4. And first of all, for the next part, we can do 2 times 4, which gives us 8. We can then expand all of the brackets, being careful when we expand the second bracket that we times both things inside by the minus. So we get minus 32k plus 64 is equal to 0, which simplifies to k squared minus 24k plus 80 equals 0. And we now have a quadratic that we can factorise to get k minus 20, k minus 4. So k is equal to 20 and k is equal to 4.